So you need, if you are cooking for 2 people, so you need 1 chicken breast, the weight about 400 grams, and you can slice it from, like you put the chicken breast on your cutting board, and you can slice it.
बनेगी नहीं सही
आफ्ताब भाई नजर नहीं आ रहा लोगों को पीछे से।
अच्छा,
तो क्या करें, कुर्सी रख दें यहाँ पर और उस पर आप रख के बताएं। उसके बाद बोर्ड रख दें, एक कुर्सी लाएं।
You're gonna slice the chicken breast like this, and you have to just slice slightly and open up like that.
so 1K you can make it 2 pieces. Okay, so rest of the ingredients to start with, you need to make a tomato sauce. So you need to have about 200 grams of chopped onion. You need 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 cloves of garlic. So you can chop the garlic, minced garlic. So you put olive oil, saute the onion in olive oil for about 5 minutes. Put a half teaspoon of oregano, dry oregano, half teaspoon of black pepper, and half teaspoon of salt. And as you saute that, and then you can put the chop. After 5 minutes, you can put the chopped minced garlic, because garlic you don't want to put in the early stage; it will burn. So as you see this getting mixed up, the garlic and onion, you can have a 26 ounce of peeled crushed tomatoes. That is available in the can. Lots of stores. No Frill has all these Adonas, No Frills. All those stores they have. So you open the can, put the can in there, bring it to boiling point, and once it start boiling, then you can leave that for simmer for 15 minutes. So now you have 15 minutes when your tomato sauce will be ready for your pollo parmigiana and for your pasta. So you're going to open up the chicken breast, you cut into 2 pieces, and then you need 3 of these bowls or plates, and you need 1. So you need 1 the breadcrumbs mixed with parsley, Parmesan cheese. You put in 1 bowl. And
Just 1 or 2?
1 is enough. You can beat this egg, Kanzi. So you can, with the whisker, you can beat up the egg. And in a 3rd bowl, you need a white flour, all-purpose flour, or you can have a corn flour. So all-purpose flour will do, which is easy to find. Aapke paas ghar mein maida hota hai. So you have 3 of these plates you take. So you have salt, pepper. You can mix this salt, pepper with flour. And you have, in the middle, you put this egg. So now your sauce is simmering, the tomato sauce. Once it's at boiling point on a low heat, you keep cooking the tomato sauce. And Please have patience. Help me. Enjoy करें जैसे बन रहा है। आसान काम नहीं है ये, किसी ने तो मेरा तो नहीं जाऊंगा बाद में जब हो जाएगा इसके बाद वो लिखने आप कहीं पर जाएंगे जब तक you beat it, and then 3rd one is the breadcrumbs. So what you're gonna do on that chicken breast, you're gonna put the salt and pepper on the bread too, on the chicken breast too, both sides. Then you're gonna put this breast into the flour and flour it both sides and shake it off. So you don't need too much flour sticking to the chicken. And then you're gonna dip that into the beaten egg is whole egg beaten up, and then you can shake it off this one too. And then you have the breadcrumbs. So now the third stage, you're gonna put the breadcrumbs, and you can press it till the crumbs they get stick to the meat. So you can do the same process second time. You can go to the flour, egg, and then again to the breadcrumbs, but then the crumbs would be very thick. And when crumbs are thicker, then they absorb more oil. So you don't want too much oily. So now this is your chicken parmigiana ready to cook. Now, in a non-stick pan, you can put enough oil that the chicken breast should not be dipping there you don't want deep fry it. You want to pan sear it, shallow fry it. So you can put like 3-4 spoons, the soup spoons of oil, and in that one you can start shallow frying it. And heat again should be the medium flame. If it is high flame, it will burn the crumbs and it will not get cooked inside. So you make sure that you cook enough that is cooked. And if you have it at oven at home, because you're going to use your oven, if you have a gas oven or electric oven, or even you have an air fryer, so you can put the chicken in the air fryer after the pan frying. You can put there for 5 minutes to make sure it's all cooked. After your chicken is cooked, you're gonna put, it will become this shape. So that was the chicken breast you had. And then what you do, you're gonna put in a pan. Again, you'll take a pan and you will put a tomato sauce, like the pan which you can put in the oven, or if you have a little baking dish, you can put in a baking dish, put a little tomato sauce, and then this chicken, and a little bit of tomato sauce on top, so it keeps the chicken moist, and the mozzarella cheese. So you have in a pan or in a baking pot, baking pan, you can put the tomato sauce, tomato sauce and mozzarella cheese at 400 degrees. You can put in there for 5 minutes and it would be nicely done the way you had. Or you can put in an active fry. Again on active fry, 375, 400 for 5 minutes. It will be nice and the cheese would be baked a little brownish, and then it's ready. So meanwhile, the tomato sauce you have, you can blanch the pasta. The pasta is very hard to use the fresh pasta. Blanching a pasta, again, you need enough water in a pot. Like if you have 500 grams of pasta, you need at least 4 liters of water to boil the 500 grams of pasta. So in a 4 liter water, you put 2 soup spoons of salt. Then once it start boiling, that's where you're gonna boil your pasta. And always you can see on the packet the dry pasta. Some pastas, if they're thinner, they are boiled in 6 minutes. Most of the pastas they take about 8 to 10 minutes. Then lots of people they do once it's boiled, they take out the pasta in a strainer, and then they put the cold water on the pasta. So that takes the texture of the pasta away. So what you do once you take out the pasta in a strainer, you put a little teaspoon of oil, you flip it, shake in the strainer, mix with the oil, and then you can lay down all that pasta in a little tray or in a pan, and you cool it down under the fan, or you can leave in a cool place so it cools down itself. So you don't run under the water. Once you run under the water, the pasta loses the texture. What happens because of that? If you use right away is okay, but if you have the pasta, you boil it now, and tomorrow you want to use it, you put in a sauce, and then it breaks. That is because you have cooled down the pasta under water. So you heat up the marinara sauce, you put the pasta in there. In that pasta, to finish, you put a little basil, fresh basil if you can find. It's very flavorful taste with that creates the marinara sauce. And you can finish with a little bit of butter if you want to use butter, and again Parmesan cheese. The ground Parmesan cheese, put that and just stir it and take it out. Do not cook the pasta. Once you put the cheese in, do not cook it anymore, because then the pasta is going to get burned with the pan. You only can cook the cheese only in baking things, like you can bake it, but you cannot cook the cheese in the pan and start cooking it. So that's how you have your pasta marinara and chicken breast you lay down on the side and enjoy the pollo parmigiano with penne marinara. That's what we did. It was no easy. If it is like the proper, we can show you. You have that.